Show on WRPR Rat Pack Radio.
Blue, you're my boy! A genius. A man who has a reputation to be the best at what he does.
You see, a man has to realize his limitations. You don't know me, and you don't know what I'm capable of.
That was a heck of an effort.
This house is a prison, and the galaxy of this sucks.
You're free enough.
That is over. When I say it is over, I will massacre you.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Are you not entertained?
I'd say in a given week, I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work.
That's how I roll. Offensive!
Hello? You play to win the game.
There's a drive! Way back! It could be!
This is my favorite part coming up right now.
Watch your tongue or have it come from your head.
All right. Rat Pack Sports Show. We are back. We are live. Rat Pack Radio, WRPR in the building. Live, ratpacksports.com. Also, the Rat Pack Radio, WRPR app. We're live on TuneIn. We're also on Spotify. You can find us podcasts on Spotify. You can find us on iHeart. You can also find us on Spreaker as well. And our podcast is also on ratpacksportshow.podbean.com. We're here every Wednesday night, folks, and want to welcome in everybody that's tuning in. Everybody that is tuning in, whether you're streaming it or you're listening and watching it on the live video feed here on the Rat Pack Radio, WRPR, Rat Pack Sports, Rat Pack Sports Show on Facebook. Also, we're on YouTube, and we're also on Bucks Life. So, as you guys can see, I got my setup here, and I'm repping well in the background. You see back there, man. You see right back there that Bucks Life Media flag, and then you got Buccaneers flag in the back. We got the NFL draft tomorrow night, and we're gonna have a lot of draft talk. We're also gonna continue on with the program as we always do. We're gonna speak on a little bit of NBA because we do have the playoffs. We got the MLB. We got a Stanley Cup is also as well. So welcome everybody into the show, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in another week. And this live stream is it's been pretty good to us. And we don't mind it. We like the interaction. We had a ton of interaction last week. So let's keep it going as well. And we're going to run this thing like it is. So we have on the TV screen here the Chicago Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks. Start of the second quarter, Milwaukee is up 34-18. So they've got off to a hot start. Milwaukee Bucks is up in the series 3-1 and looking to close this series out going into the next round. So if you're listening and you guys want to call in after 8:30, we will give you the ability to call in to the Rat Pack Sports Show hotline. That number is 727-565-1585. And I'm gonna throw that number here on the screen there for you. Everybody that's listening, you want to call in after 8:30, you will be able to call in to the Rat Pack Sports Show hotline, and you'll be able to talk to us about whatever it is you want to talk about. It don't even necessarily have to be on topic of what we're discussing. It could be our topic, whatever you want to speak on. We would give you the ability to speak on. Just keep it clean. We always want to keep it clean because we do send these out with the with the podcast as well. So it eliminates a whole lot of editing for myself when we put those all together. So with that being said, you can also tweet at us on Twitter at Rat Pack Sports. That is at Rat Pack Sports with a Z on the end, folks. That is it. Rat Pack Sports right there. See that? Rat Pack Sports. So just hit us up and you can find that there. And we will talk some football as well. We're going to have Boss Hawk Sean Naylor joining us. He's going to be joining us here later in the show. We'll have Nicholas Lane, Rat Pack Sports Show, NBA Insider as well. And we'll have William Graves and Nicholas Lane calling us tonight. Both of those guys are, as you heard us last week, both of them are in Vegas for the NFL draft. Now, I don't know if they're going to be at the draft, but I do know they're in Vegas. We do have a picture of them two in Vegas, so they may be together at this point. I'm not sure, but we're going to get him on, and William is actually instant messaging me now, so let's see. I'm gonna get him on here. Yeah, so he actually is on now. Asking me how he gets on, because the best way to get on is through, if you're on the video aspect of it and you want to invite and you want to join as a guest on the show, that's specific. You need a Chrome browser. That is the best supported browser when you're being invited in as a guest on the show. So again, appreciate everybody that is tuning in. And before we dive deep into the draft, because my man William Graves and Nicholas Lane are in Vegas, and I don't know if they're going to be at the draft, but I've seen some pictures, and William went out and checked out, I guess, some of the pre-draft shows that they do live from the location. And he's got some good pictures of them there. So, we'll get some of them pictures from them and get them posted up on the Rat Pack Sports Show website and the page as well. He was pretty close to the action, man. He was pretty close to the action. So let me get to my, and then we'll have Nicholas Lane. Nicholas Lane will be talking NBA. So when my guy gets on to talk some NBA, I'm pretty sure if they're together, because I believe they're in the Airbnb. So let's get them. Let's make sure we get them guys on, man. We got to get them on, because this is very rare era where we get we're so spread it out. You know, William is in like Indiana, somewhere around there. I'm in Florida. Nicholas Lane is in Portland. Boss Hog is in Colorado, and left field correspondent Carson Cook, he's in Seattle, Washington. Then we have Queen of the Rat Pack, Tara Gilpin, who is in Florida as well. But we're not, we're not close by each other at all. So to have us all in the same room is pretty cool. So I'm not in the room, but we are. We do have a few of them together right now. So we're gonna get them guys on the air with us, and we'll talk some NBA. We'll talk some NFL draft. We're gonna have Boss Hog on, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. So, and to let you guys know, tomorrow, Rat Pack Sports Show, we do a draft round one only. We do a draft show, round one only, because to me, I mean, the second and third round matters, but I'm not pulling no 4-day show here. So we will do the whole complete full coverage of round one. I will have a few more cameras set up to where we'll be able to do some split screen with the television. Hope NFL or anybody don't come after me for any copyright claims. But we will do all that, man. We'll definitely be with you guys. We'll have we'll have all the guys on. Left field correspondent, he should be on with us. We should also have Nicholas Lane. We'll probably more than likely we'll have Nicholas and William all in the same feed. And anybody that wants to come on, I will drop the links on Twitter, and I will drop the links in Facebook as well, so you guys can come on and join us if you want to be on, on the video aspect. If you just want to listen and you want to call in, you can do that as well. But I know those over on Bucks Life. Shout out to everybody over there on Bucks Life. We will definitely be doing a lot, for you guys. So tomorrow should be fun. Usually it is. And like I said, we go the whole distance. So we don't do the first 10. We go the whole distance of the first round. And I got William texting me, man. He's texting me saying that his browser is too old. So he's got to update his browser, man. I don't know. You got to update your browser, bro. Let's see. So let's get him. We got to make sure we get him on. See. He says, if my browser isn't supported to switch to a modern browser then, man. What browser you using? NetZero? Jeez. Let me see what browser this man using. This fool on NetZero. Remember NetZero? Dial-up browser that you got? That's what this fool on. I don't know. Left field correspondent was on here a few weeks ago. We didn't have no problem at all with left field correspondent who came on with us a few weeks ago. William is a little prehistoric. He has a tough time with the old digital stuff. So Well, let's see. Like I say, if anybody got any questions, man, feel free to type them in the chat. I'll read them off, and I can post them up if you like. I can read them out without posting them. It doesn't matter. But any questions you have, just let me know. I don't have no problem including. This fool says send the leak. Man, oh my gosh. Oh, it's gonna do the same thing, bro. Man, I'm trying to do a show here, man. I gotta send links to emails and stuff, man. Come on, bruh. Let's get this, man. Now I got the log. Oh my gosh, come on, man. Come on. Tell everybody out there, how y'all doing tonight, man? Who's your team? And who do you like? Man, what is going on with this? This man here is tripping. Skip that. All right. Got that. I had to sign out of everything, so because this guy here wants me to sign in to everything, so I gotta sign back in, get this man up to date because he got everything all messed up. Yes, I got my phone. Hey, y'all bear with me real quick while I get this man back up and going. Hey, like I said, feel free to send me messages, any questions while we get my man William Graves squared away. But till then, I'm just gonna ramble on a little bit about the playoffs and a lot of people going in hard on Durant, Kevin Durant, because he didn't get out of the first round. And a lot of people are saying, well, LeBron got out the first round. Yeah, I made an argument way back, when LeBron was in the East and he was getting to Eastern Conference Final after Eastern Conference Final. And I said, in the Eastern Conference, it's not that difficult for somebody to have a run like he did, because I didn't feel like the Eastern Conference was that strong. They just wasn't, the East just wasn't that strong to me. So I figured, what was going on in the East, we just in a weak conference. And being in that weak conference allowed him to just run Ramshot for about 10 years before he went to Miami, 8, 9, 10 years or something like that. And, when he got to Miami, but obviously he's on like this powerhouse team. So, why does this always ask for a code, man? I don't want to have to put in no code, but let's see. I dropped one in here. Let's try another way. Yeah, so he was in Miami. Miami had a pretty stacked team themselves. You see this? Y'all see this? This That's what I have to deal with these cats. You see these cats. I put up a little banner in the background, and I got the cat in the background, having a field day on my banner. So I want to get him off. Make sure y'all see this. See, y'all see him back there? See him back there? Just messed up my whole thing. Just messed up my whole thing. All right, so William Graves is still asking for this link. So I got to drop this link in here for him. I don't know why I got to email this guy, man. You're gonna have the same problem if I email him. I don't understand the difference. If I email him or not, he's gonna have the same problem. So I'm gonna just send it to him, and we'll see how it goes, if he could get in. All right, so yeah, so they had Kevin Durant out there, and Kevin Durant lost, and the team, that Nets team, they were the 7th seed, right? They were the 7th seed. They came into the season one of the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference, and they came out as the 7th seed, played against a number 2 seed, which is, the Boston. Boston is legitimate. They're a legitimate 2 seed. I don't know what's the upset about. I don't know, because Boston is a very good team. They surprised me because earlier in the season, after seeing the way that they were playing early in the season, I was not so confident as a 7th seed. I was not against my gosh, come on now. I was not so confident that they would be where they're at. Me and Nicholas Lane was actually talking about them not even making the playoffs. I mean, that's how bad they were playing. They definitely rebounded. Oh, now I want to work. So, hey, I hope you're on a good connection, man, and you ain't on like a net zero. Let's get him in here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got my man, Rat Pack Sports Show, Mr. William Graves on. He is chilling we getting the Airbnb, man.
No, I am in the condo, sir. We don't do Airbnbs here. We go top notch, all the way.
Okay. Hey, so again, ladies and gentlemen, this is William Graves, and I'm pretty sure my man is having himself a good time, taking a lot of pictures, and
Devo.
Huh?
Hey.
No, I'm not gonna.
Hey, what happens in Vegas, man? What happens in Vegas? Don't be telling the listeners all about my business.
I'm not telling the listeners, man. Listen, I'm just saying my man having a good time. That's all. I mean, that's what you come out there for, right? You come out there to have a good time. So,
well, you right about that.
Yeah. So I'm not saying anything wrong.
Just don't get into specifics.
No, we're not gonna get into specifics.
Man, I might mess around and catch a charge.
Yeah, mess around. Almost. So my man, what's been up, man? What's been going on the last? How long you been there now? This is day 2?
No,
3?
Day 3.
Nice. So I see you went and checked out the coverage that they're doing there at the
Oh yeah. And I actually have a theory on that, man. I honestly think they're going to be boating the draft picks in from like another location, like just the way that it's all set up. and everything. It's definitely different. It's definitely going to be different.
So they're using the which hotel are they at?
The Bellagio.
Okay, I figured that was probably because they the ones that have the waterway in the front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool if they utilize the little boats, boat them into the stage area.
It's definitely going to be different. That's for sure.
Cool, man. Cool, man. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. William Graves on the line here. We should have Boss Hog Sean Naylor on later to talk a little bit of draft talk. We'll talk some draft talk as well as some other topics. On the show, we'll be in some NBA here with Nicholas Lane. Whenever he gets done, I know he's getting ready, getting his what is that? It's Anthony Bennett.
Yes.
All Stars here. He's completing that up, and
yes, and he is actually just about done with it, and I actually got the sneak preview.
Yeah, don't give it away, man. I mean, yeah,
never,
you got the sneak preview. Don't give it away, William. We're gonna have to.
No, not at all, sir. Not at all. I will just tell you this. This is probably one of the better Anthony Bennett articles he has written, and that's all I'm gonna say.
That's good. I like that. It's usually good every year. So we got a special. We're gonna bring my man in. Hold on, let me make sure I get this right, John. Okay, yeah, we got it. We're gonna bring him in when he's ready. But yeah, I can't wait to hear it, man, because I know this year's gonna be some names on here that there's some household. It may be some household names on here. Just thinking about all the conversation that we've had throughout the regular season. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some household names, and that's just me going out on a limb.
You're not going that far out. I'll tell you that right now.
Because I don't know a whole lot. I'm just letting you guys know I don't know a whole lot. I'm just kind of guessing. But we're pretty good at guessing around here. So
we make an art of it.
Yeah, we sure do. We sure do, man. So what's up, brother? I mean, you never has William call into the show and not have anything to say. My man always got something to say.
Man, it's
if he's quiet, something's wrong.
Well, let's just say that I might have indulged in a really, really nice drink. It's commonly called as the Irish Memory, and I have yet to find somebody that has been able to make it right. And I found a bartender that could make it right. Over at the Gordon Ramsay Burger House, and let me tell you what, it was absolutely fantastic, like from start to finish.
So how many of those you had so far?
Just one so far.
Just one?
Just one. Well, but the night's still young, Debo. The night is still young.
Yeah, I know it's still young, brother. It's not even nighttime over there yet.
No, sir.
I see a lot of sunlight in those blinds behind you. So
yes, sir. That's why
when this show is over with, you guys are going out for a hangover type moment. I know it's going down. I already.
Yes.
No, I know.
Yes,
it's
sir.
just hey, I need a lot of video, and whoever follow their face first, I just want to be the one.
We should have had that video of that guy last night.
Oh, Debo, look.
Yeah.
When so when Nicholas got in last night, as he posted in the chat group, he was delayed. He got here at about 10, and so we kind of hung out for a minute. We talked, and then we went out, got some dinner over at this pizza place, and stuff like that. And man, look, there was this dude. This guy was completely out of his mind. Every woman that walked by, he goes,
Keep it clean now. Keep it clean now.
Parents, you might want to cover your kids' ears for this, but he was looking at girls going, "Damn, you're fine," or "Damn, look at that booty," or "Let me get some of that." It was probably the most entertaining piece of Vegas that I have had since I've been out here. And man, this guy literally made my night. It was some funny stuff. It really was.
That's funny. That is funny.
Oh.
So how long did you guys sit there and watch him do that? How long?
Oh man, but pretty much the whole time, a good 20 to 30 minutes. We should have got video of his.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man, you didn't get no video, not like two seconds of video for this man. This day is. Oh look, he's bucked down, baby.
That's right.
Hey, Derek,
What's
the
up?
best
Yeah.
part about that was William was so concerned when he was going up the escalator that we weren't going to find him anymore. And I said, actually, William, we're going that direction. And then we go up the escalator and we're heading, back towards the MGM. And lo and behold, he's right in front of us. and I said to William, and I said, hey, here's our best friend. He's back.
That's funny.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Hey, look,
William left that part out, and that could not be left out. I'm sorry.
Hey, look, I was genuinely concerned for his overall health.
you went out on a mission and thought you weren't gonna find the guy. You was concerned about him, huh?
No, but man, look, let me not lie anymore. I just wanted to see some more entertainment. I really did. Like I said, that was probably the second most entertaining thing that happened to me.
Man, you can't. Again, you guys are gonna be out there for a few more days, so I'm sure you'll see some more entertaining stuff. But
yeah, I'm still debating on if I need to accidentally oversleep tomorrow night and miss my flight.
Man, why you gotta oversleep? I mean, can you just change the flight, brother?
Well, see, but I got to have an excuse to tell my boss at work.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Oh, and by the way, listeners, you all didn't hear that.
Oh yeah, they heard it. You better hope your boss ain't listening.
Oh crap!
Because if he is listening, he's already heard you. He's prepared for you to call in. So,
it'll be all right. Mark can get along with it. With another day without me, he'll be fine.
Yep. So, man, shoot, brother. Where we at here? Let me All right, so there was well, before we get on, when Boss Hog gets on, he's got some an announcement. So
Yeah,
when he has an announcement, it's some good news.
Just as long as he's not announcing that he's leaving the show, that's.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, if he does that, then we're just gonna shut this thing down.
Hey, look.
We're gonna have a talk with him, but
look, Debo, we less than 7 hours away from Colorado.
Oh yeah, that's a short ride for y'all.
There's a rental car place on just about every corner around here. I do not have a problem with driving to Colorado.
Yeah, that's nothing, man. I mean, that's 7-hour drive. It takes 4 hours just to actually longer than that. If you drove from Miami to the state line, it's about 6.5, almost 7 hours. So it's a long way. And I've never made that hike before. I've made the hike from different spots, but I've never done from top to bottom. I got some buddies that's made that drive quite a bit. But
the closest I came is I drove from Fort Lauderdale up and everything. And Fort Lauderdale is kind of out there on the outer circle, not really the low point and everything. So even from there, it took me a good 4.5, almost 5 hours, just to get from there all the way up to the Florida-Georgia line.
Yeah, it's a hike now, and that's just going straight up. So now, if you're doing from Miami, let's just say you're going from Fort Lauderdale, Miami area to Pensacola. I don't even want to imagine what that is. That's like 10 hours, 10 or 11 hours. Good, I'll guarantee it. The Panhandle is just as long across as it is the the main portion of the state. So,
here's the other thing: if you get over there on some of them side highways, that's not even a straight shot.
No, it's a bunch of you're not going straight. So
no, not by any means of the word.
Definitely a hike. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, you listening, you watching on the stream, and you got any comments, you can just type them in the chat. I'll answer them live on the air. If you
comments.
Yeah, if you want to call in, Rat Pack Sports Show hotline 727-565-1585, or you can add us on Facebook in our groups. You can also find us on Twitter at Rat Pack Sports with the Z, and we're gonna keep this thing going. So, my man, Cardinals pick up Kyler Murray option and secure him for at least next season. Now, there was a lot of rumor in the offseason of Kyler Murray possibly forcing his hand and trying to get out of Arizona. One of my statements from that was Arizona will not let Kyler Murray walk. He won't let him walk. He's too good of a player. He's too young. And up till this offseason, we haven't heard anything out of Arizona that, Kyler Murray and the head coach or the front office weren't on the same page. So, let's get him on here. Ladies and gentlemen, you with the Rat Pack Sports Show. What's going on, brother?
Not much. What's going on?
Oh, my gosh. Hey, you know what? I wasn't expecting there was a call from Boss Hog this early, man. I had to answer the phone. I had to answer the phone like it was a complete stranger. Man, what's going on, brother? I mean, you early tonight. I know it's draft day eve and you're excited for the draft and everything.
It's Christmas it's Christmas Eve. It is, but there's some important stuff on the table.
Yeah, it's very important. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Boss Hog, Sean Naylor on the line with us. We got William Graves as well. You can find him on Twitter at Rat Pack FF Guru. And hey, before we go on, I got a question, man. Any of you guys watch the old Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd cartoons from back in the days?
Man, all the time.
Who doesn't watch Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd from back in the day?
So is this what's the word I'm looking for? Is it okay? I got a buddy of mine. You see that in the scroll line? Kill the wabbit. Kill the wabbit. Kill the wabbit.
Kill the wabbit. That's a great song.
Oh, that is classic.
That's a great song.
That is classic. Who said that?
One of my best friends, Mike. Me and him always joking around about different cartoons and stuff from back in the days. And we started talking about Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny back in the day.
He just gained a couple of cool points
I
in
love
my
Bugs
book.
Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Sylvester, Tweety, the Roadrunner, and the Coyote.
Hey, so
that was legit stuff.
So this is how all this got started. You guys remember, and I'm gonna see if I can pull this up real quick. You guys remember back in the days? Well, not back in the days, maybe a few years ago. Kawhi Leonard was being interviewed with one of the reporters, and he did his world famous laugh.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Okay,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm gonna just, I don't know if you guys can hear it, maybe, but I'm gonna just play this laugh real quick, and see how accurate this is. Y'all ready? Oh, hey, this for all my basketball peeps out there. When he was Kawhi Leonard was introduced to the Toronto Raptors, and he was talking about he's a fun-loving guy. So here we go, Kawhi Leonard.
What would you like people to know about you?
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Oh, good stuff. Good
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Wow.
Hey, I bet you Nicholas Lane appreciate that Kawhi Leonard's skit. All right, so yeah, man, that's my buddy Mike. Man, we be clowning all the time. About Kawhi Leonard. Then that kind of broke off into, Kill the Wabbit. Kill the Wabbit.
Good stuff.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we got Boss Hog on the air, and we got William Graves on the air. We got Nicholas Lane, who's preparing his world famous article, the Anthony Bennett Show. So when he gets on, man, it's gonna be fun. Gonna be funny. So until then, Boss Hog, since you're on, man, we might as well go ahead and get started because I didn't know he was gonna be on this early, so we can talk some draft talk.
Well,
wait, no. First, what is your announcement?
I told you guys in the chat room earlier that when I came on tonight, I had a announcement that I needed to make. For the first time in 6 years that I've been with the Rat Pack, I will not be on the live draft broadcast tomorrow night.
Oh my God!
That is unacceptable, sir.
Man, listen,
unacceptable. You fined $500.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me fix something here. My guy said, let me make sure I heard this right. Let me mute this TV real quick. Okay, is it work related? That's the only reason. Oh, my man. Okay. Are you announcing the game or something?
No, now that I'm in administration, I have to do all this stuff with the end of the school year that requires me to be there, and we have a dinner tomorrow night.
So you missing the draft for a dinner?
Man, you better tell them to push that dinner to Friday.
For real? Why they do they understand how important the draft is to you, man?
Man,
you would not be a happy camper at that party. No. Hey, I'm gonna just give you guys the lowdown. If anybody just happen to listen to this show before tomorrow night, do not talk to Boss Hog Sean Naylor. He is not gonna be happy to be sitting at a dinner missing the NFL draft.
Oh, that is for sure. That's man, but man, Boss Hog, you might need to come down sick or something.
But
do you have to speak or something at this thing, man?
I do not have to speak.
Oh, wait, okay. Well, that's good. At least you don't have to speak, because if you'd have had to speak, then that'd have been a very, very unruly speech. I would have might have got kicked out just so I could go home and watch the draft, but that's but that's just me. Now I understand why Boss Hog came on early tonight. He's got to make up for some lost time tomorrow night. So how long is this dinner, man? Is it like 3 or 4 hours?
Yeah, it's gonna probably run about that long.
Oh my God! So that hurts. That hurts.
It starts at 5. It starts at 5.
So that's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, if depending, I might get in. We'll see where the draft is after we're done and stuff, and see. But yeah,
that hurts. That hurts.
This is. I mean, it not only hurts because I'm missing it with the greatest sports talk show on the face of the planet.
Thank you. Make sure everybody know that. Make sure everybody know that.
I'm missing it because I'm also missing it because it's Christmas for us football fans, and it's like the first draft in probably 20 years that I'm missing.
Right, that's gonna hurt. Your stomach gonna be hurting. Your stomach gonna be hurting.
Watch. Boss Hog about to go.
That takes care of that stuff.
For real,
Boss Hog's about to go out and buy another cell phone and everything. You get that hooked up.
But
he gonna be sitting there watching the draft during the dinner.
I don't know if Carlton's listening. I know Will's listening because I can see his mean mug on the screen.
Yes, sir.
But that's it, guys. I mean, for the first time, I unfortunately will not be joining you guys on draft night.
Oh man,
somebody go to the drugstore and get Boss Hog some X-Lax or something so he can fake that he's sick.
Hey, I forgot what this the crazy thing about this live feed here. So apparently there's a mix up here because Boss Hog can hear me obviously because I'm on the main line of communication here. But I'm not sure if Boss Hog can hear William. He can see him, but
I can see him. I got Big Willie up on my 50-inch.
Oh, you on the 50? Look, I bet you that head.
Man, what do you
Big Willie got a 25-inch.
My boy got.
I mean, I can see
the fat head. My boy look like a fat head on the wall.
Oh man, I don't know what you want with something that ugly up on your screen, but
I can't hear him through my phone.
Yeah, see, that's a glitch, man, with this here, and I haven't been able to figure out how to fix that. But with Skype, you can hear it on Skype when you're calling through Skype, obviously. But if somebody's on Skype and then I got somebody on the feed here, they can't hear, the feed. So that's okay. That's okay. I'll relay.
Big Willie looked like you just came from the Bunny Ranch.
Oh yeah, you're close. You're close. Oh look,
man, that's for later tonight.
Oh, okay. My boy say that's for later tonight. Will finna go out there and get arrested. He's finna go get arrested. My guy's finna go get arrested tonight. I already see it happening. Nicholas, if you have to bail my man out, just let me know and I'll cash app you a couple dollars. Because he look like he finna get into some trouble. He look like you. He look like your boy from The Hangover. What's your boy name? Which one I'm thinking about?
I mean, he got that mean mugging red tank top.
Yeah.
And
Zach Galifianakis or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, he's cresting the red tank top. He's chilling in a Airbnb. I mean, he could go to the strip and pick up any honey he wanted, bring it back, and do anything he wants to. And just
I actually got.
Like we said, what happens in Vegas goes home with you.
Hey, we won't talk about it we won't talk about it in this chat, but we seen the pictures already.
Hey, look, I've already been given business cards that whatever I want, whenever I want it, just give them a call and they'll make it happen.
He got the back page. Oh boy, my man gonna be balling out of control tonight. Hey, Nicholas, take care of my guy, man. Make sure this man don't go out here and be on Reno 911.
There may or not be a tiger by the end of the night in this room.
That would be funny. That would be funny. That would be funny if my man brought in the tiger.
Crap.
Again, ladies and gentlemen,
Good shit. Good shit.
this is the Rat Pack Sports Show, and I just want to let you guys
Yeah.
know we
Oh, I
sometimes
actually bought that for you.
we don't even talk sports. We just get into
Well, where's your water?
look at this. We just get into conversation about anything.
That's
And,
yours. No, seriously. Your money was what? No.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Will says he's been given business cards. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're on
Chippendale?
It's on a delay. It's on a delay for the TV, so I'm a bit. I get caught up on the conversation, but oh Lord, Will,
Chippendale?
you are running your.
Hey, he's Magic Mike in it, man. He's Magic Mike in it.
Sticky Buckets in the same room as Big Will. Oh,
This is
Lord
gonna be
have
classic.
mercy.
It's gonna. Hey, these two guys, they're gonna run the town tonight. I got some. I got some contacts in Vegas, man. Let me.
Are you guys physically going to the draft tomorrow?
You know what? I was going to go, but I will be honest with you, Boss Hog. The way that they got it set up, you're not going to be able to really see anything.
Oh
Because-
Lord, this is a mess with those two together.
This man here, William face is like turning red, man. What's going on? Over? What y'all do?
Those two.
All right, something's going on over there with these two. Hey, we're gonna. You know what? Let me go and call my contacts. I'm gonna have to put eyes on these two guys, man. For real.
But you better tell your contacts to keep up.
Oh, don't worry about it. Hey, my boys out there. These my guys from college when I was playing ball. They can keep up. They can keep up.
Oh man. But
Yeah. So let me ask y'all a question, man, because I got a buddy of mine has a son. Like, I've been playing flag football with this guy for probably 15 years. And I've watched like all his kids like grow up. And he has the only one left is the youngest son. Did you guys know ultimate frisbee? Have you guys played ultimate frisbee? The frisbee?
a long time ago.
And I see a lot of people playing that, man, but apparently this thing is kind of taking off. And my man got a son that's playing in the game tomorrow. Well, they not tomorrow, but they play games at a local high school here, Gibbs High School. And I'm gonna have to go out here and check it out, man. Just support my boy's son. He was the quarterback, so you know I scored a lot of touchdowns for him. You know, just mossing people. You know how it is, mossing. You got moss, I bet you. Man, listen, I'm the real deal on that flag football. I'm going number one draft pick, baby. Yeah.
Oh, so speaking of the local high schools down there,
Oh man.
kind of saw an article that a lot of the high schools down there
watch for draft heavy or not a draft heavy, but a trade heavy first round tomorrow.
You think a lot of people gonna be trading picks?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
agree.
there's going to be. I'll bet you. They're saying that there is upwards of 7 to 8 teams in the top 18 picks that want to move back.
What?
Yep. And one of them is actually the Detroit Lions.
Really?
That is what
I bet you the Jets. I'll bet you the Jets trade the number 4 pick. I wouldn't be surprised if Washington trades out of 11.
That'd be a bad move for Washington.
Surprise me.
Yeah.
If Seattle moves one of their couple of first round picks, I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of movement. I think Seattle. I think not Seattle, but I think the Jets move number 4 for Debo. I wouldn't be surprised if Debo is a Jet by the end of tomorrow night.
Man, that's a submarine, bruh. To go from the 49ers to the Jets.
It's going to be a culture shock, and honestly,
and I think you could see you're not. And I'm going to call it right now on this show tonight. Aiden Hutchinson does not go number 1.
What?
Hey, you know what? He might be right.
No, man, you better tell him that he needs to get off that wacky tobacco.
I do not see Aiden Hutchinson going number 1. I think the kid from Georgia has jumped him, and I think the Jaguars want the kid from Georgia.
Well, if the kid from Georgia goes number 1, Detroit better have that card for Aiden Hutchinson in at number 2, like quicker than anything.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a shock, because all they've been doing is talking about that kid there, going number 1.
And I think you can see you're not. I'm going to call it right now.
That's. I won't. You know what? If Boss Hall says it's going to happen, you know what? There's a good chance that it does happen. Just think about how many times has Boss Hall been wrong?
A couple, but not much.
Now I got a question here from one of the listeners. My man Mike, this is his question. So what's that mean? Is the draft is going to be weak if so many teams are trading back? Maybe the value isn't there for the positions that they are looking at.
No, I don't. I don't think it's going to be weak.
This draft is not a strong draft for teams that need specifics. And teams are going to want to load up for upcoming drafts. I think later rounds in this draft, you've got maybe 2 quarterbacks in the entire draft that could go in the first round. Big Willie put out his mock draft. I can't see 5 or 6 wide receivers going in the first round. I just don't see it.
You better look again.
You heard that, man?
I think this is going to be it's going to be a draft where you load up, you trade down, because you can trade down and still get the player or caliber of player to fit the need that you need. Washington, yes, looking at Kyle Hamilton, that would be great at 11 if he's going to be there. He could be, don't get me wrong, he's not going to be on the same level as Sean Taylor, but he could be the type of safety that the Washington Commanders / football team / Redskins have missed since Sean Taylor. He could be a type of safety that they've needed since they've lost the great Sean Taylor. He can't. They but in the same realm, Washington needs somebody to go alongside Terry McLaurin. So Drake London, he could be there later in the draft, so they could trade down from 11 and get a Drake London that goes along with Terry McLaurin.
Drake London will not be there.
So much. Washington will probably trade Daron Payne tomorrow or sometime this weekend. Don't be surprised if Daron Payne is traded this weekend. It's just, I mean, there's so much movement. This draft is so, I wouldn't say it's weak, but it's not.
It's not as strong.
There's no cream that's rising to the top at the position. You can bunch these guys, and you can take 6 safeties, and you can take the top 6 safeties, and they can all be drafted.
I'll actually agree with that.
You're not going to lose that much from 1 to 6. That's how bunched up this draft is at position. Same thing with tackle, same thing with guard, same thing with defensive tackle and linebacker and all sorts of stuff. It's just, it's so compacted that these teams just want to move back. They want to gain draft capital for teams that want to move up. I mean, I read today that Dallas might try to jump to number 1. Who the heck does Dallas want at number 1?
Hey,
that'd be crazy.
Dude, I mean, it'll be shocking if there's not somewhere, if there is not a multitude of trades and a multitude of trades down from teams in the top 15.
I actually very much agree with what Boss Hog is saying to a certain point. However, the whole wide receiver thing, if he can name me one team that I put on there that drafted a wide receiver, does not need a wide receiver, then go ahead and tell him to speak now.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. I agree with you on that. I think that's gonna jumble make that the first round very interesting tomorrow night. And I know, we try to keep things clean for the cameras, but sometimes during draft night, folks,
sometimes Big Willie slips up with the F-bomb.
Yeah, he does. So just letting you guys know, if something very, very shocking happens, don't be surprised when William Graves drops the F-bomb. I'm just saying. And we got a comment here by Ann Chamberlain, said, "Let's go Bucks." Hey, you got a Bucks fan here?
Yes.
You got a Bucks fan here. So, hey, let's go. Hey, I'm right along with you. Let's see what they do in the first round.
Devontae Wyatt from Georgia.
Let me pull up that mock draft there, Big Willie. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind. You asked me to speak now about your mock draft.
That is absolutely correct, sir.
Tell you receivers that do not need to be drafted.
Yeah, Boss Hog
that's not what I said. I said you named me a team on there that does not need a wide receiver, that I put them drafting a wide receiver.
Let's see here. Let's see Big Willie's draft. First wide receiver, the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, I can see that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what they
I don't think the Saints. I think the Saints don't take a wide receiver. I think they go O-line.
They could go O-line, but they still need a wide receiver to throw to.
I think the Chargers, they don't need a wide receiver. They need to probably go a little defensive help.
They could get that later in the draft.
The Packers, I could see that. So I mean, I could possibly see, the Chris Olave pick going to the Packers. The Cardinals, I don't know about that. Just because they lost Christian Kirk doesn't mean they need a wide receiver.
A.J. Green is not getting any younger.
They need to find some help They need to find some help in the offensive line. They also need some help on the defensive backside. So that's a team that I don't think will take a wide receiver in the first round.
Everything that you just mentioned, they can get that in the second round.
The Chiefs, yeah, they've lost plenty. So, I mean, sitting at 30, that's not a bad pick, Christian Watson. So, out of the 6 that you got going in the first round, maybe we're looking at 3.
You better look again.
So my man William Gray said you better look again. He don't agree with that.
Well, he can agree to disagree, but you are the Ayatollah and I am the guru.
Yeah, that's why I still got a lot of teaching to do to you.
And I do believe a guru is higher than an Ayatollah.
My man said that's okay. He still got a lot of teaching to do.
That's right. I do have a lot of teaching to give Big Willie.
Hey,
man, not with that draft analysis. Might need to go back to grade school.
Ooh, he said you might need to go back to grade school, man, with that draft analysis.
It's okay. We'll give you the easy ones.
William said he'll give you the easy ones.
Well, he can agree to disagree.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys will know, William Graves and Boss Hall has a deep love-hate relationship when it comes to draft and fantasy football talk.
I mean, who did win a title?
I did.
Said at the beginning of the year that I was going to win a title.
You called your shot. You did. You pulled the Babe Ruth.
Sun has to shine on the dog's ass every once in a while.
I will shoot my shot in April, and I will go back to back in the Rat Pack.
Hey, hold on now. Now you're going a little bit too far. You're going a little bit too far. I mean, I am like a multiple time winner here, so you
haven't beat me yet.
I have 3 times in one season.
Yeah. Hey, we're not going to talk about that season. We're not going to talk about that season.
You don't want to talk about that season?
No, we don't want to talk about that season, man. Everybody has a bad year. Everybody has a bad year. I had a bad year. And
Boss Hog should know all about bad years. Just ask him what happened the year before.
Hey, William said you should know all about bad years. What happened the year before?
William Graves got lucky. Because what happened this year? I mean, I will go back to back in the Rat Pack. I will go back to back. William Graves, you better step your game up and you better figure out how to draft after you find the draft room. And you need to come with your triple A+ game, not just your A+ game.
Man, I'm not trying to humiliate you.
Because I am ready for fantasy football to start right now.
Oh, so you're ready to lose is what I'm hearing. Okay.
Remember now, this past season
I'm on one. Remember, mark tonight. Boss Hog says he will repeat as the Rat Pack fantasy champion.
He's gonna draft 10 quarterbacks.
William will. Because that's the only way he can score because his 14 wide receivers don't put out.
Hey, yeah, William did a trick shot with the wide receivers. You all right there, man? William looked like he feeling good, man. You sure? How you sure you only had one drink?
William looks like he's contemplating, like he's gonna go out and like just paint the town with something.
Yeah, he's gonna paint the town, all right. Look at him.
Oh, is that what they call it now?
Yeah, that's what they call it. Look, he look. Hey, he looks like he's about to start some trouble. He looks like he's finna go start some trouble.
Got the little halo. See, I'm gonna be a good boy tonight.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's funny? Nicholas Lane in the background, and I can hear him back there giggling, which is
William can get more put out from the bunnies on the strip than he can from his fantasy team.
Ooh.
I mean, if you really want to go down that road, I mean, you still haven't beaten me 3 times in one season like I have you. So I think you need to go and sit down, Junior, and let the adults talk.
Oh, he said you haven't beaten him 3 times in a season like he has you. So you need to go and sit down, Junior, and let the adults talk. See, I got to play the middleman tonight because Boss Hog can't hear. Well, he can hear him, but he's on a little delay.
So here's the thing with beating Big.
I think we lost him. He's gonna call back. We did lose him, but he might have got scared. William, you scared the man.
Well, I didn't mean to. I mean, every once in a while, a child needs to be disciplined to remind him where his place is.
Oh, here he is. He's calling back. Hold on. Where is it? How do I pick up? Oh, there he is. All right, so we got him back on the line here. Boss Hog, Sean Naylor, and while he's doing his thing,
for some reason, I was in the middle of saying the reason Big Willie hasn't beat me 3 times in one season is because when I beat him twice in the season, that just means that he wasn't good enough to make the playoffs to face me a 3rd time. At least I was still good enough to be in the playoffs to where you had to beat me a 3rd time in order to win.
Yeah, you were good enough to get humiliated for a 3rd time.
The way it is when you face the guru. I mean, you have learned to at least find the proper draft room on draft night. You have learned that from us. Now you need to learn how to win.
You hear that, Mr. William Graves?
Yeah. I hear somebody's ego being put out for display, and I see a balloon that needs to be popped. But that's all right. We still love you, Boss Hog.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get this speaker problem fixed. 'Cause I want these two guys to hear each other because this is gonna get good. This will get good. So let me see if can you hear him, William?
No.
Oh, he can't hear you. He missed your whole quote, man. Can you hear him now?
I can hear him, but I can't hear what he's saying.
Top of my balloon. My balloon's gonna float like Pennywise for the whole summer.
Yeah, well, that's okay because eventually balloons need to be popped and come back down to earth and come back down to reality. That, well, let's face it, I've proven that I can win titles, and I've proven that I can beat you like the redheaded stepchild that you thought you were, and I will do that again next year.
Man, William is over here. Hey, Boss Hog is on the delay, so about 2 minutes he's gonna hear what you just said. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Can you hear him, William? No. He can't hear you. He missed the whole quote, man.
Oh boy. So yeah, so
I can't hear anything anymore.
No, he can't hear anything. Let me hold on. I might have messed something up. Let me see. Oh yeah, I did. What is going on? Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you now, Debo.
Okay. All right. So we got that part straight. Okay. William, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Boss Hog, can you hear William? No?
Negative.
Okay. We're gonna
Testing
get that.
1, 2.
I don't know what that is about, man. I mean, everything else is hooked up right, but cannot hear. You two can't hear each other, but I can hear all of you guys, and you guys all can hear me.
Debo, he called me a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, he did. Hey, I told you about 2 minutes he was gonna hear what you said. That's how my man is.
Oh my God. This man sitting here in a Vegas Airbnb.
That's actually a Vegas condo, but okay.
Just lip smacking. His lips are smacking more than Katy Perry when she kissed a girl.
Yeah, and I liked it too.
This fool said, yeah, and I liked it too. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a quick comeback there, man. William is on it tonight. He's on it tonight. Quick comeback. So oh man. I'll tell you guys what. Tomorrow night should be interesting. And since Boss Hall not gonna be with us because I would say he has to work, but he's not really even working. He's just participating. Hey, they giving out trophies for that?
Everybody, it's the annual senior dinner.
Michael White Leonard laugh.
Wow.
Hey, that was good.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
I still think Boss Hog needs to play sick tomorrow.
That's because Williams been hitting the bottle. That's why he's on it.
He's not going to be able to play sick. He's not going to play sick. Not tomorrow.
Yeah, he need to play sick. They don't need him at that dinner.
Hey, you know what? They might not need him. They might not need him, but he's got to be there and act like he's happy.
Man, that man is not going to be happy. He gonna be sitting there checking his phone every 30 seconds to see who got drafted. That man ain't even going to be paying attention to that dinner.
No, his body's gonna be there, but his mind is not gonna be nowhere close to that room he's gonna be sitting.
That man is not going to care what goes on in that room tomorrow night. Well, I mean, he will to a point, but he ain't going to be there.
Why aren't you wearing Bucks gear, bro?
Yeah.
What's that?
Boss Hog said, "Why aren't you wearing Bucks gear?"
All right, give me 30 seconds.
This man said, "Give me 30 seconds." He's about to go pull a Superman real quick. Give me 30 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. Oh boy.
Okay, is this a little bit better?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he did. He pulled a Superman for real.
So he said I'm gonna be checking my phone. My phone's gonna probably have to be left in my car.
Oh, you
yeah,
take
right.
your phone with you? Oh,
Man,
that sucks.
it's supposed to be left in his car. That it ain't gonna be left in his car.
That is terrible, Boss Hog. They're literally torturing you, man.
Man, Boss Hog, it's time for you to play sick.
Give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Oh, I'm just watching Big Willie pull changing the Bucks gear on the TV.
Oh.
Gets 25-inch fat head.
Yeah. 55-inch cranium.
It's a little more than 5 inches, but
wow, that was impressive.
You see how fast he came back? What dude? He must have had that shirt and hat sitting on the table somewhere.
No, the shirt was actually set on top of the duffel bag. The hat was on the table.
It's supposed to be left in his car. That it ain't
I'm gonna have to sneak to the bathroom or something every couple of minutes just so I can check my phone. I'm gonna have to keep it in my pocket.
Yep, there you go, Boss Hog.
You're gonna have to do something because by the time you get back, the draft gonna be over with, man.
Nah,
I said, all these trades. Because if there's all these trades, we could be looking at a 4-hour first round, bro.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that really quick. But the other team that Boss Hog has not mentioned that I've heard is listening to calls for their pick is Detroit at number 2.
So is the outfit you're wearing right now, Big Willie, is that your outfit for tomorrow night?
No, sir.
How you gonna tell that man? That mean he said no, sir. That's not his outfit for tomorrow night. He said his outfit for tomorrow night is a montage of all the wide receivers he took in the fantasy football draft this year.
He went and had a jersey. He went and had squares from each color.
Yeah.
He went and had each square. And the number is 21
yeah.
for the 2021 season. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, man. William, man, we gotta. You're never gonna live that down, brother. I just hope you know that.
It's all good. It's all good because, like I said, you guys can keep on talking, and I'll keep on.
I think I might have to put a Washington T-shirt or something underneath my as my undershirt for under my dress shirt tomorrow. I may have to do that.
Hey, that'd be a good idea.
I may, just so that I could, feel a part of the draft tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you got earbuds or anything like that? No, that might not be a good idea. I'm not gonna do you like that. That might not be.
No, because he might be shouting a couple of F-bombs at a school function, and that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, he could put on the app and then just listen to the show, that way. But then somebody might think he got Tourette's or something because he'll just he'll just start blurting out stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the dinner.
With the dinner, right? I'll be like, oh hell no, the Jets are dumb.
Yeah.
He'll be like,
oh, okay. All right, well, boys, so what we are going to do now is we are actually I am actually going to turn the phone over to the NBA insider, Mr. Nicholas Lane, and everything, so we can get some NBA basketball going on.
All right. Let's get it on over to this is the best part of it. These two guys in the same room. So we got my man Nicholas Lane got the Brady shirt on with the Bucks hat. Ready? Hey, that's a nice shirt, man. I've never seen that shirt before.
TV12. TV12.
The GOAT with the number 12 on the side of the GOAT. I like that. Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who's in? There he is. There he is. Boss Hog. Sean Naylor is
Boss Hog
on the stream. My man. Look at him. He might be on the slightly slowed down connection there. Look, his face is already freezing. Man,
Sean Naylor, are you in a cabin in the woods or something? What the heck is going on?
He don't know. He don't know. Listen, his network connection speed on my end it's got a 1 through 10. It's a 0 right now. He has no connection right now.
Sorry, that door was just pretty open, and I just had to say it looks like he's in like a closet. Jeez.
Yeah, it is. It does look like he's in the closet, man. Hey, you got too much stuff going on, man. You got to get off of that that broadband, that what they call that? What's the DSL? You got to get off of that DSL.
I am not on DSL.
Man, listen. As soon as you came on the stream, brother, your face started freezing up, man. I mean, try it again. Try it again, man. Try it again. So we can get let's try him again. Let's see if we gotta get him back in here again. That might be a little bit better.
I am in my man cave.
That's why you ain't got no connection. You in the man cave. The man cave has no good internet, man.
AKA the Blair Witch Project over here.
Yeah. The Blair Witch Project.
It's the Blair Witch Project. Oh,
I'm here all night. I'm here all night.
We got Boss Hog in the on the video now. Should be good as far as his connection. Should be able to hear everybody loud and clear, clean. And we got
I can hear Nicky Buckets in real time.
Yep. Look at that. What is that in the background?
That's my dog.
Oh, it looks like a little silhouette, man, like a little giant. Look at this dog. He's licking his head. Oh my God, All right, so Mr. Nicholas Lane, man, let's get to it. I know you want to come on and talk about the Anthony Bennett All Stars article that you had, completed. So let's go ahead and get on that, and then we'll discuss a little bit of, what we see here in the current NBA playoffs.
Let's get to it.
Everybody's good. All right, so man, every year you do these Anthony Bennett All Stars. I think this is year, what is it? 5? Yeah, year 5. And every year, man, this thing gets better and better. We've had a lot of conversation this year about different players. Man, I'm very excited for this list because I believe there's going to be some new people on this list and some prominent people on this list from the discussions we've had this year, man. So let's get this thing going, brother.
So it's year 5. You have to go big. For the original criteria for us to say that guy is an Anthony Bennett All-Star, I've really stuck to my guns these 5 years. I really try to stay away from a guy who was injured the entire season because there's not much you can do about it. Now, I kind of broke that rule this year. I actually put one. And Debo, I'm sorry. One guy I told you about that I really thought he was going to be on, I actually switched it last second, and I put somebody else on. So, without further ado, so every time I talk about John Tesh, so if anybody who reads the former articles about how I'm so pumped that John Tesh, he created the NBA on NBC theme. The iconic song that, we had Jordan, Pippen, Ewing, Stockton, Malone, Barkley, Olajuwon, Gary Payton, Sean Campbell, all those guys. And, it's just fitting because it's so upbeat, it's energetic for everybody to get pumped up to find out who the worst player in the NBA is.
That is it right there, baby.
All right, so I had to do it. It's so fitting, man. There's so much excitement. There's so much energy. It's the 5th annual. So the 5th annual to me spells that I envision this is how John Tesh lives his life, right? He lives in an underground bunker, probably in John Naylor's house. And I would say that the only person, how he sees the light of day, and the only person in the world that can pick him up and fly him to the part where he actually plays Round Ball Rock again, and that's Anthony Bennett All-Star Chief Correspondent Chandler Parsons.
Oh, my man.
I feel like that's the only person who John Tesh will see in real life anymore is Chandler Parsons, because shout out to the flag bearer of the Anthony Bennett All-Stars.
Man, Chandler Parsons, is that dude still in the league?
He is not. He is not in the league. He is a
finally.
3-time #1 Anthony Bennett All-Star in a row is Chandler Parsons.
Yeah, that guy there, man. The last, the 3 times he's been on the list, this guy has got paid a lot of money and hasn't played at all.
He essentially invents ways to suck. That's essentially how I see it.
Yeah, and it's a good thing he's not in the league still. He'll probably be on this list again.
Well, I mean, if he's on a minimum contract, I mean, I can't. Last year's #1 player was Otto Porter while he was on the Magic, and unfortunately, the Warriors signed him to a minimum, so he doesn't qualify, so I can't put him on. So Otto Porter, you are saved this year. And he's actually played good for the Warriors that that he's in the right system. He gets minutes. He's pretty productive for Golden State. And honestly, last year was a disastrous year for Otto Porter. My eye was clearly set on him. He deserved every bit of that. He deserved every bit of that paragraph. And now that he probably read that paragraph, he got a veterans minimum because he didn't want to be on that list.
Yeah, and I would agree with you about Porter, man. I thought, Porter this season was, pretty good for the Warriors. Provided, some depth, on the bench. So he has been better this season. But in years past, he could have easily, made the list as well.
So we're going to kick things off, and we're going to go with the number 5 player. The number 5 player was on last year's list, and he hasn't done anything to take himself off the list. His name is Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon plays for the Houston Rockets. He makes I have it written down. I have it in the article, but he makes around that $17 million mark. And he's on a team that won 20 games. He's been in the league over 10 years. And if you're on a team that is completely blowing it up, rebuilding, they have a new coach, a new front office. They have the number 2 overall pick, Jalen Green, who had a really bad start to the year, okay finish to the year. The team's a disaster, and you're paying a 33-year-old guy just to shoot threes. He doesn't push the ball up the floor. He doesn't play enough minutes. And it's a shame that he even plays minutes. He shouldn't even be out there. There's a shooting guard on the bench that doesn't play a lot but should play more next season, and his name is Josh Christopher. I think he's a really, really good asset that the Rockets need to give him minutes. And it's my theory on the show that I've been pointing out for so many years. If you're rebuilding, don't play the old guys and play as many young guys as possible. Give them as many opportunities and trying as possible. I mean, only giving Kevin Porter Jr. the amount of playing time that he did this year doesn't accomplish as much as if you gave additional playing time to Josh Christopher, and you already knew you're going to be bad, so give Alperen Sengun all these minutes. It was just a wasteful season by the Rockets, and honestly, Eric Gordon, it's kind of borderline illegal what the Houston Rockets front office did during the James Harden trade, where they somehow couldn't trade Eric Gordon's deal. It was a 4-team trade. Get him off your roster. James Harden is obviously a good enough player to where you can add additional bad salary onto a deal, and the team will happily take it to get James Harden. That's how these things work.
Yeah, Eric Gordon, I don't know why, man. Since he's been in the league, I know he's had a stint where he was considered a young up and coming guard in his league, but I've never really liked his game a whole lot. I just felt like he was just outside of his shooting. I just never seen him do anything else to impact the game. But for some reason, he was worth all that money to the Rockets.
Is a 4-year, $76 million contract.
Yeah,
it's asinine. Sorry, I have to say it. It's just, and you know what's funny is his agent is Rob Pelinka. How ridiculous can you get over that?
Pelinka. Who else agent is that? Pelinka.
Oh, Rob Pelinka is the GM of the Lakers.
Oh, that's why it sounds familiar.
Jeez, like it's the hits just don't keep coming with some of these teams. Like Eric Gordon was drafted in like 2008 or 2009, I believe, and he was this like elite shooting guard talent that had just ridiculous explosiveness, athleticism. He was a Westbrook. That's kind of what he was. But, he morphed into this guy who just kept shooting threes, and that's really all he did. He's never been a ball handler. He's never been a distributor. Never been a defender that great. I mean, yeah, he gets steals, but I don't know. I just feel like in today's game, Eric Gordon is a dime a dozen, and to get him at $17 million is just it should be illegal.
Yeah, it should. I mean, he's got paid a lot of money and done pretty much nothing with it. And we've seen, the Rockets the last few years what they're doing since offloading their team. So very well deserved.
So I'm gonna go to another big name that has been good, maybe 3 out of the last 4 years. I mean, 3 out of the last 5. His name is Gordon Hayward. I was putting Kawhi Leonard in this slot, and at the last second, I audibled, and I'm going Gordon Hayward here. The Hornets gave Gordon Hayward a 4-year, almost $100 million contract, and all he has been is not even anywhere close to what he was in Utah. Even the season where Hayward destroyed himself in like the first 2 minutes of the season, he even came back and was better than he is now. He's injured too much. He almost doesn't start for this team, and he's not even the number 2 option on this offense when he's paid as the highest paid player on this team. It's not Michael Jordan's fault necessarily, because I thought he was getting a pretty good player that if you put some pieces around Gordon Hayward, I think he's a talent that can get you at least into the first round, but when he's hurt and he can't shoot and you pay him that much money, it's not looking good, I don't think, for Gordon Hayward going forward. He's not an explosive athlete. He's not this quick off-the-dribble player. And now, all of a sudden, he's getting hurt too much. And now you have LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier as your best options on offense. It's not even anywhere to be mentioned about Gordon Hayward. And he's getting paid $26 million this season. So to me, I feel like Gordon Hayward deserved to be on this list. He didn't play in the play-in tournament game that the Hornets they just got their butts stomped so bad for a second straight year. Now, they are the darling team on this show, and they still are. LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, and Miles Bridges. It's a good start, and it's weird that they got rid of James Borrego. I thought he was doing pretty good. He improved their win total 3 seasons in a row. So kind of weird to me. So we'll just have to see who the next head coach is. But I got a feeling that Charlotte's going to be shopping Gordon Hayward as fast as they humanly possibly can to get him off their roster this offseason.
Yeah, I think Gordon Hayward, I was high on him when he came out of Butler, and he was a good player the first couple years in the league. Put up some good numbers, and everybody thought it was a great signing when he went to Boston. And then, as you said, we all saw it. He blew his ankle up like 2 minutes into the season, and came back. After that was pretty good, and since then it's just been injury prone and just overpaid. I mean, obviously you're getting paid for these contracts. To me, they're kind of getting paid for what you did in the past, but also expectation of what they expect moving forward in the future as a professional. But when your best days are behind you, that's when these teams get in trouble, and they think these guys are still worth it. These are guaranteed contracts, so once they sign them, it's pretty much a wrap, and you're stuck with them until the contracts are up. Hayward is one of them situations where he's probably more like a 6-man, maybe even a seventh man on most rosters. And now, why Charlotte is stuck with a huge contract. Now, how many more years is left on that contract that he got?
It's got to be 2.
2? So
just like Eric Gordon's same way. He has 2 more years.
So for 2 more years, he's gonna make, let's see, 26, $52 million over the next 2 years, and he's probably not gonna play as much as if he doesn't stay healthy. So
it just seems to me that they're just gonna have to shop for a different bad contract to hopefully just try to start it anew. I mean, what Russell Westbrook is out there, and Westbrook is sponsored by Jordan. So, I mean, there's a chance that at least, I mean, even though it doesn't fit, it's something that Westbrook is only going to be on expiry next year at more money. But if you're able to make something like that work, maybe it's Westbrook's last team that he could be pretty effective. But, the Hornets need to do something about getting Hayward off their team. It's just not working out. The signing isn't working out. The player who he was is not. And, Hayward has changed. He's not very good anymore. And it's only going to get worse. I think it's going to be downhill from here.
What's funny is I forgot that Hayward was even on that team. That is how much he's played this season, to the point where you forget the guy's even on the roster.
Well, number 3, we know that this guy's on the roster, but he's the lightning rod on this show in the NBA. His name is Ben Simmons.
Yes.
And yes, now he didn't play a game this year, and that goes against my rule, but it's Ben Simmons. The guy has to be considered to be an Anthony Bennett All-Star, even though he's been a real All-Star twice himself in his career. Ben Simmons is one of the worst superstars I've ever seen play basketball. It's unbelievable. The stuff that he does well, I think, gets counteracted by almost everything that he has done this season. It's pretty uncanny that even Brooklyn is upset that he didn't play in Game 4 when he was ramping up to try and play in Game 4, and to think that their reason is saying that Ben Simmons' camp is like, well, all the stress and pressure of playing an elimination game, and it activates his back injury. When is it going to end with this head case? It's a miracle that the Sixers even got James Harden in that deal. But to me, the stuff that Ben Simmons does well is almost useless to the point of where he became an all-star. Because if your head's not there, your back's not there, and you can't shoot, I could pay Matisse Thybulle $7 million a year to do the same thing that Ben Simmons is. And Ben Simmons makes $36 million. He made $36 million a season.
Nah.
And to be a complete cancer.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go ahead. Ask
no, I was going to ask you, now this is his second team, and, when this guy left Philly, a lot of people were saying this was a good move, and, he was, talking about, mental health issues on his way out the door at Philly. He never gets on the court or never plays a game from Brooklyn, and all of a sudden he has this back issue that flares up. Nobody knows how it happened, when it started, or anything. We just know this guy, has some back problem that's now keeping him out of playing in games. Right when he is healthy enough to participate in the playoffs, and they had marked Game 4 as a game for him to return. Now comes the excuse, well, his back issues flare up from stress. I mean, is it me or does it sound like this dude he wants to get paid but he doesn't want to play? It doesn't, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And what do the Nets do at this point?
Well, how many teams will want to trade for him at this point? I don't know, because it seems to me that he has to be in the number one spot, position, whatever it is for him, just to even get out there and suit up. He's not going to be the number one option with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving there. He's not going to even be the number 4 option. I'd rather have Seth Curry shoot threes over Ben Simmons getting the ball in the post. I know that goes against Derek's 1994 Knicks versus Bulls kind of theory here, but I would just say that's what I would actually rather have that happen. Give me a Seth Curry 3 over a Ben Simmons mismatch in the post. And that's sad. That's pathetic for a 2-time All-Star player that's been a defensive team, a first team all defensive team player. His path, the way that it keeps going at the end of his contract, what team is going to want him for under 10 million? That's going to be his market at that point. He's not a max player. He's not even close to it. In a shooter's league and you can't shoot, it's just pathetic. This guy is really dropping his stock as much as possible, and he's doing everything possible to do it, and none of it makes sense.
No, it doesn't, man. And it's a good, we know it's, a few years ago, Ben Simmons was, a young all-star but as you guys would know, throughout the years, the only thing that matters to make the Anthony Bennett All-Stars is this season. So as far as this season, my man, Ben Simmons, you deserve your spot on the Anthony Bennett All-Stars.
Yes, sir, he does. And number 4, the second worst player in the NBA, his name is John Wall. John Wall has been a multiple-time All-Star in the league, too. The Nets, not the Nets, but the Wizards and the Rockets made an offseason swap. John Wall for Russell Westbrook. And what pick was that pick that the Wizards gave up? It was lottery protected for, I believe, 2023. They gave John Wall and that pick to the Rockets for Westbrook. It worked out for the Wizards pretty well because Westbrook barely got him into the playoffs last year. So, for the Rockets to trade up with the Thunder at last year's draft, they gave up that Wizards pick. The Thunder got 2 future assets. One of them was that Wizards pick to have the rights to draft Alperen Şengün, who I'll say very positive prospect, should get a lot of minutes next season. I like the outlook of Şengün, but again, as this is not a Thunder segment, but the Thunder, again, gets a asset that they could actually cash in pretty well, because we all see that the Wizards, they're an iffy team. I don't think they got a lot going for them, even though they got Porzingis. So, to me, when you are 31 years old, you make $44 million this season, which John Wall makes, and you tell a 20-win team, a new front office, by saying, I won't play unless I start. Are you... It's unbelievable, Derek.
Yeah.
This team is filled with all this young talent, all these guys that need minutes, and you got a 31-year-old with an albatross contract saying, if I start, unless I start, I don't play. To me, I would have done the same thing the Rockets did, just sent him home and just said, okay, we'll just pay you, and that's it. Now the Rockets, I looked at their roster for their salaries. There's not a lot of other big salaries, of course, besides Eric Gordon, we mentioned earlier, but outside of that, there's really nobody else that makes under $10 million. So I understand salary cap purpose-wise, it hits, but, what's the criteria of an Anthony Bennett All-Star? A useless player that makes way too much money. What is John Wall to the Rockets? Maybe John Wall in his career, for the rest of his career, he's probably not a useless player if he goes somewhere else or he is on a much less contract somewhere else, a contender or whatever that needs him. But this year on a 20-win team, you essentially leverage yourself by saying, well, unless you let me start, I'm not going to play. And the Rockets are like, good, thanks. We don't want you to play. Why don't you go to Europe and backpack for the year? We don't care. It's just, to me, John Wall was a complete waste this season.
Yeah, and the whole experiment, I don't even know if it was an experiment, bringing them in Houston. I think they kind of made the trade happen and then maybe cross their fingers and hope that it may work. And it turned it out, with it not being, a good trade for them. Another deserving guy, he definitely gets paid a whole boatload of money, and to not do anything or, be sitting home because you're just that much of a distraction to the team. It's going to always get you on the Anthony Bennett All-Stars list.
Well, as much as I don't want to preview next season, if these guys don't get bought out, it might be pretty easy to figure out who's going to be on it. Like to me, that 2000, my first couple years, I had the same guys on there, and they're on there for a reason. They're useless talent. They're useless players. Now, in this case, they're big names, but they cost too much money, and unless these teams buy them out, then it's going to be easy for me next year instead of me really hunting down and trying to find a top 5 list. But players like John Wall make this easy, and I don't shy away from it. I don't care if he's been a multiple-time All-Star in his career. I don't care that he's got the Wizards to a Game 7 in the second round versus the Celtics, and Kelly Olynyk of all people made it happen to where they didn't make the Eastern Conference Finals that year. So, nobody's safe. John Wall's one of them, and if the Rockets send him packing next year to tell him to go take a vacation again, then he's going to be sitting right there with even more of his contract, even more, because it's going to be the last year of his Supermax. So it's going to be closer to 50 next year.
Man, which is crazy. I think, hold on. For the most part, man, these guys that be on this list, we give them a chance to kind of, come out of it and show that they're not, viable candidates, but there's only so much we can do, and we love to, just point out new guest on the Anthony Bennett All-Star list, and Wall, another one, just it
just shows that no one's safe.
Nobody's safe. And
that's
Wall
the
was
point.
a great
That's
player.
the point of this,
He was a great player for a lot of years in this league, and not even that long ago. But I think with Wall, everything happened probably when he what was it? His Achilles he tore?
Yes, and then I believe he tore his ACL because he slipped in the shower as he was recovering from his Achilles. So, I mean, he got a double whammy there. That part I'm not discontinuing about that factor, but that's part of the reason why he got traded to the Rockets. And he played last season. To me, when he played last season, he was kind of a ball stopper. He shot a lot. And
if the Rockets would have played him, they wouldn't have been able to have their players get the minutes they need, and John Wall would just put up a lot of shots for a 2018. Like none of that makes sense,
Yep.
The last and final player, and the drum roll, he was on our list last year. His name is Davis Bertans, and if a lot of people on the show that don't know who he is, I understand.
Hold on. Bertans. You said Bertans. I'm just making sure I heard that. That's the Dallas Mavericks, right?
Yeah, he was in the Kristaps Porzingis trade at the deadline, where you had to look at it a couple times and go, who would ever trade for Davis Bertans? Who would even give up the best player in the trade, which is obviously Porzingis? Spencer Dinwiddie's all right, but to make contracts match, you have to get Davis Bertans. It's a shocking trade, and his nickname is the Latvian Laser. He got his contract because 2 seasons ago, he lit it up for the Wizards. He couldn't miss from 3. He was really good, and the Wizards felt like they could not miss needing him. And let me tell you, when you're 6'10" and you can't grab rebounds, you can't block shots, you're not a good defender, you can't stay in front of your man if your man drives you out to the perimeter on defense, on the defensive side. And the only thing you can do is shoot. Literally, that's it. And you can't make your shots. You're just about as useless as a two-way call-up that barely even plays. You're just as useless as him. And to me, Bertans, he's a make or miss player. He has been missing his shots this year, last year, probably next year, probably when he's in Europe in 3 years when nobody knows who he is anymore. Like all that stuff combined, to me, tells me that he is the most useless player in the NBA, in my opinion. He doesn't even start for Dallas. He is a bench guy, and yes, he makes the least amount of money out of everybody on this list. But I feel like because he still plays, now guys like Ben Simmons and John Wall, they don't play. Gordon Hayward only played a very small amount. Bertans does play a pretty decent amount. And he just flat out stinks up, man. Like, he just doesn't do anything good. He only makes $16 million, which obviously in previous years, $16 million was a pretty big contract in previous Anthony Bennett years. To me, I feel like people who only shoot threes, and we've talked about this with the Thunder, and I know it's annoying that I bring it up, but there's a guy named Lindy Waters on the Thunder who came up on a 2-way contract, and if you tell me his percentage was what Davis Bertans' percentage, they're probably, give or take roughly the same. But you know what? Lindy Waters makes under $1 million a year because he's on a 2-way contract. Davis Bertans makes over $16 million. You see where I'm going with this, Derek?
Yeah, I do.
There's players all over the league that cost less than $5 million a year that can be just as good of a shooter as Bertans. And you can't tell me his height at 6'10" matters, because he doesn't play that way.
No.
He is a soft player. He is not a useful player out there. So in my opinion, that's where I came up with the conclusion that Davis Bertans is the worst player in the NBA based on contract and performance. So it's to me, the Miami Heat have Duncan Robinson, right? They gave him that 4-year, over $80 million contract. Duncan Robinson's a very similar player. He just plays he plays a little bit more. He has better shooting nights more often than not compared to Bertans. Now, recently, Duncan Robinson has been put on the bench in Miami, so you better watch out, Duncan Robinson. You are put on notice. Next year, if you suck, you're going to be on this list.
Yeah, and Duncan Robinson has been decent again, but as we always say, this is a year-to-year list. 1 year you could be on it, the next year you could be off, or you can be an alumni where you spend quite a bit on this list.
So there's one more explanation, and I think, Derek, this will put into perspective to our listeners of why are you picking on a $16 million player, is let's take, for example, a guy like Hassan Whiteside. He plays maybe 15 to 18 minutes a night for the Utah Jazz. But what does he do? He's an elite rebounder, and he's a shot blocker. He's really, really good at that list. Not list, but of what he does. Davis Bertans is really good at one thing, and that's shooting. And when you are not good at that one thing and you make a pretty sizable salary, that's what gets you on here. Hassan Whiteside, if he had a bad season, the dude makes maybe $2-3 million a year, maybe at best.
Yeah.
So that's where the difference lies. Where if you see a player maybe play 5 minutes a night, but he makes $1 million, I don't put him on this list. There was one guy the first year. His name was Adrian Griffin. I watched him play one time, and I was like, I got to include this guy. He's terrible. But I've steered away from players who literally play in garbage time only and only make a couple $1 million. It's the players, if they play 25 minutes a night and they can only average 5 or 6 points, their shooting percentage is under 35%, let's say, or 37%, and he does nothing else productive, and their team is still bad, then you know that player is bad. And I'm sorry, that's just how I pick these guys.
Yeah, and I agree with you on how you pick them, because there's nobody else better to make that happen than my man, Rat Pack Sports Show NBA Insider, Mr. Nicholas Lane, aka Nicky Buckets. And every year, man, is list gets better, and you come with the surprises. Not really huge amount of surprises this year, but nonetheless, that is your Anthony Bennett All-Stars.
And to commemorate between now and next year's list, to commemorate, I'm gonna have to. It's kind of like a fantasy football trophy, right? I'm gonna have to do something to have a symbol of, to celebrate how bad Anthony Bennett is, and that is to find his jersey and put some pretty memorable things on there. And it's kind of like the fantasy football trophy of having the Anthony Bennett All-Stars. It's fun to do it. I think about it when I see players, start to put themselves on this list. Like you said, Derek, players go on it from one year to the other. Like last year, Kevin Love was on the list, right? Like he barely played, made a lot of money. He was not very good. The Cavs were really bad. This year, he actually was really good this year, even though, yes, he gets paid a really big salary, but he was actually really good, and the Cavs had a successful season. So, yes, you can have a big contract and play your way off of this list.
Yep, it's just a matter of timing and, improving that much to where you're no longer a liability, but you're an impact to that team on and off of the court. So,
last night we got a pretty good taste of a prediction that we got right during the previews of the first round, that we thought the Hawks were going to get their butts whooped, and they did. They're out. The Heat took care of them, and to me, we saw that coming from a mile away, that this Hawks team was going to get waxed because it was a bad matchup for them.
Yep.
And long behold, Trae Young had 2 really bad games in that series because that Heat defense that we talked about it, that this Heat team, Max Strus had 10 points in a row by himself before halftime last night. Or it could have been Monday night. I mean, anyway, but this Heat team has some really good things with them going. we called the Nets were going to lose to the Celtics, but we didn't call it a sweep. We didn't think that they was going to be that bad. And I guess we could say the Nets really gave up here.
Well, it kind of feel like it. Talent wise, they had the talent to be a lot better than they were, and it just didn't line up. So, with that, it's just kind of like maybe next year.
Well, at the end of the day, obviously they didn't have Simmons play, and KD and Kyrie, I believe they have some player options coming up, and this could blow up in the Nets' face pretty fast. It really can, if they don't get this together, just like it is in Utah. For some reason, this series is really close. I don't get it. This Mavs and Jazz series. This Jazz team is waiting to implode if they don't get out of this series. It's 100% guaranteed going to happen if the Jazz can't beat the Mavericks in this first round.
Yeah, Jazz are too deep. They're a team that has championship pedigree the last 3-4 years, and it's just not being what's the word? I can't get the word out of. Yeah, I can't get the word out. And I don't want to spend too much time thinking about it or guessing, but yeah, man. My man here, Mike, he says Anthony Bennett Toilet Bowl Team. That's another good name for it. And then he also says 6-man Westbrook. This was to a comment earlier, but we haven't got into the 6-man. But if you think that Westbrook could really make a good 6-man for somebody, obviously he's still good enough to be a starter with a lot of teams, so he's gonna be starting until that it is all exhausted out and he's has nothing left. But I
still think he has something left in the tank. He can, if he was a 6-man, even for next year, he can. Let's put him on Charlotte, right? Let's say that you give him Gordon Hayward and Kelly Oubre, and you take Westbrook on, and you have Rozier and LaMelo Ball already starting. Charlotte doesn't have a great backup point guard, if they even have one, and all of a sudden you can just throw Westbrook and just tell him to do whatever he wants. I think that can help them because the gaps between talent and Charlotte with their bench, their starters, is a massive, massive gap. And if you could put one player out there and just go dominate for 5-10 minutes at a time, Westbrook is actually a really good one to do it with, because he can just eat up second units pretty easily in this league. Even as much of a mockery as he is for his contract, it is what it is. It's a supermax, just like John Wall, just like Kawhi Leonard's on a supermax. I mean, Damian Lillard's on a supermax. I mean, they're that whole collective bargaining agreement. Shout out to the players for getting that going. It's weird how it turns out that you want to pay the players as much as possible, but then at the end of the day, you get stuck with some of these contracts that don't work out. And not saying that Kawhi Leonard hasn't worked out, because obviously he has, but I would say Westbrook has. You could make fun of it as a 6-man, but you put him in the right situation, I think it could actually work.
Yeah, he's still that good of a player that he can still play ball and be productive at a high level, even though he's up there in age. He's done a lot to keep himself in shape. So,
Debo, it is a shame that you're not here. It is a shame that.
What is going on in the background?
Actually, William is sleeping. So
no. Let's see.
Oh wait, you need to go this way, or this way. There we go. William was snoring as I was talking,
man.
so he already knows what I was going to talk about, so he was bored, so he knew to go to sleep real quick.
Yeah, take a little cat nap, a little power nap.
Yeah, he said he's never seen Bellagio, so that's the number one thing at least we're going to go to tonight, is at least walk around Bellagio for him to check it out. It's a pretty neat casino.
Cool. Well, you guys, like I say, keep your eyes on William, man. He just looked like it's gonna be one of them, kind of nice.
Yeah. What's funny about Sean Naylor saying it earlier, saying like, Nick and William sharing a hotel room is hilarious. It's funny. So we're having a good time with it though.
Hey, make sure he clean up after himself too.
you know what's one of the funny things? Like William is 5'9", and I'm 6'4". So he meets me. We talk, and we're walking. We walk around a little bit because I got in late last night, and we're walking back off the strip past MGM back to where we're at, and he's all like, "Nick, I gotta admit, I thought you were 5'9". He's like, I was not expecting you to be this tall.
Oh boy, that is funny.
And then he this morning, we went and got bagels. What's ridiculous is how does a bagel shop not have honey or butter when you order a bagel?
Oh boy. Hey, Boss Hog says because he's about to get roasted. That's why.
Well, what's weird is I was working this morning and William was going to go get bagels.
Yeah.
And so, I said, hey, put some butter and honey. Have him put some butter and honey on it. Almost any bagel shop should have butter or honey. Nope, this one didn't. What the heck? So he had to go to an ABC store and get and the only way you can get butter was to get 4 sticks of butter.
4 sticks of butter?
That was the only way that you can get butter.
What? Oh boy.
Yeah. It was absolutely crazy. Never have I been to a bagel shop that did not have butter and honey.
Yeah, they usually have that on more than enough.
So he comes back with a coffee, and I'm working. He's sitting down on the couch, having a bagel and his coffee, and he's like, "You drink coffee?" I'm like, "No, I actually don't." And he's looking at me like I'm a freaking alien, and and I was like, "No, I don't drink soda, barely ever, and I don't drink energy drinks." And he's just like, his eyes are just getting just bug-eyed, thinking, he's all like, "Here, I would have thought you were 5'9", just sitting at your desk in the morning and working, drinking your coffee. I was picturing you being that way, and I was completely wrong."
That's funny.
The actual level of wrong that I was just absolutely, it was like, it was mind-blowing. But I mean, this is one of the things where it's always good to when we can actually meet each other and everything out in out in person and all that, and the thing is that actually, Derek, you sir are actually next on my list.
Well, yeah, I'm about 6'4", so I'm just letting you know right now. Me and Nicholas are the same height. I just might be a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger from a muscular standpoint, but that's kind of shocking too. Now I don't want to gonna expect Nicholas Lane to be 6'4".
Man,
I mean,
he's tall.
I mean,
Well,
I'm 6'4",
I'm telling you, he like the Jolly Green Giant over here.
Well, he's gonna be your bodyguard tonight while you go out and cause a lot of problems.
Now, Devo, I never actually said I was going to cause any problems. I just said I was going to go out tonight.
Listen, we all saw the pictures, and I was broad daylight. Okay. that was broad daylight. So just saying, man.
Look, Debo, when a young lady asks you to do something, you do it.
Nah, I don't know about that. I do not know anything about that.
I was just trying to be a gentleman and help the young lady out.
Well, yeah, actually, it was just not. It wasn't just one. So I'm just saying.
I mean, that this is true, and I mean there's been a couple of other. You know what? Anyways, on with the show.
Yeah, on with the show. It's my Kawhi Leonard.
I'm going to sign up. I'm going to get ready and let William take it in for the rest. But
all right, man.
Thank you for having me on. It was fun to do the video. It wasn't as intimidating as I was thinking it was going to be. So
no, man, it's pretty chill. Appreciate you coming on, man, as well. And hey, we're gonna be doing these videos almost every week, so you'll be back, and we're gonna bring my man Boss Hall back in. And he is here. Why is Boss Hall looking? Why do you keep looking up, man? Every time
I'm watching the TV, bro.
What did you get? Did you get beamed in or something? Jesus.
Yeah, he got beamed in. That's
Look it up like that. It's like you got beamed in.
That's right, Scotty. Scotty, look me up.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys talk some NFL draft and some NFL. Thank you. You guys are great, and I'm gonna do the finishing touches. I got my pictures and the 2 YouTube videos to put into the article, and I'll be ready pretty soon here.
All right, brother, man. As always, man, appreciate you coming on with us. And hey, you guys enjoy, and we'll see you next week, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Rat Pack Sports Show, NBA Insider with his Anthony Bennett All Stars, Mr. Nicholas Lane. He is going to finish up, and while he finishes up, we are back with myself. Mr. William Graves is back after taking his cat nap, and we got Boss Hall, Sean Naylor.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know why William? You know why William Graves has to look up to everybody?
Why is that?
Because he's the leader of the Munchkin Land.
Oh.
You know what? We don't prefer the term munchkins. We prefer the term vertically challenged.
Vertically challenged. Huh?
Short people problems.
We don't prefer short people problems.
So, Boss Hall,
we are vertically challenged, sir.
I'm about 6'1.5".
Okay, so it's big. That's taller than 5'9".
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I am definitely the shortest out of all of us.
William not only looks up to me in real life, but he looks up to me in the fantasy league too.
Sir, the only reason I look up to you in the fantasy league is to see exactly how big that ego is going to propel you.
Oh, well, it's going to propel all right. It's going to propel me.
It's going to propel you all the way up to where you pop, like just like that little grape. You know that little grape that falls on the floor. You accidentally step on it, and it busts open. yeah, that's going to kind of be your season this year. So you keep on holding on to that championship last year, sir. And and like I said, we'll let her on the field talk for this year.
Oh, we will. That is faux show.
So, Boss Hog.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about the possibility of Aiden Hutchinson not going number one? I know that I had him in my mock draft going number one, and this is something that me, you, and Derek have talked about in length and everything about how he is that complete player, because he is an all-around complete player. And I will tell you, because we had a conversation about this not too long ago about Mr. Walker being number one. And I will tell you that I could see Walker going number one. And if he does, Detroit better have that draft card in quicker than anything for Aiden Hutchinson. You can't, if you're Detroit, you cannot pass on that.
Well, here's the thing. I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be Trayvon Walker. But the reason I say that is because I think he quite possibly could be a better fit to the Jaguars system than Aiden Hutchinson.
So it's not really, nothing has really changed. It's just a matter of just a systematic fit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I told you a couple of weeks ago, the last time I was on the show, and we talked about, Hutchinson, Walker, Thibodeau, and all those guys. They're very interchangeable as far as who can go one, who could go two, who could go three, etc. Just because of the systems that they're being drafted into. I really think that the first three players off the board are defense.
Oh, absolutely.
Whether it's Hutchinson, Walker, Thibodeau, or Walker, Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Walker, Thibodeau. I mean, like I said earlier when I was on the show before I had to run and go get dinner, this draft does not lend itself to a consensus number one. That is why you see Schefter come out with a report today, just a few minutes ago before I got back on, that says in less than 24 hours, Aiden Hutchinson will be only the fifth Michigan player in history to go in the top five.
Well, I mean,
yes, he's going to go top five. I don't have a doubt about that. I think he still goes in the top two unless Detroit Cleveland's it out and does something.
Well, now here's the thing about that, because there has been talk about Sauce Gardner jumping up to that 2 spot and going number 2 to Detroit.
There has been talk about Sauce Gardner wanting to change positions.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
He is serious about that, from what I understand. Whether or not what position he wants to go to, I think he wants to go to the offensive side of the ball and play wide receiver, but if you want to do that, why don't you just do a Devin Hester or a Deion Sanders type deal with your coach and play 90% of your snaps at corner, but then go play some offense, do some kick returns, do something, get some time at wide receiver, and not screw up. Because now, with this talk about you wanting to switch positions, now you're screwing up your draft prospect. Now you're not.
Well,
now you possibly may not be a top 10 pick because you want to switch positions.
Well, the thing is that you just hit it right on the head with messing with your draft stock. That's not. I don't think that's something that you sit there and you talk about before you even get drafted. I think that what it is, I think it's something that you go and you talk to your coaches, you talk to your head coach after you get drafted and everything and all that, and it's a conversation that you have about where you would like what you would like to do, because I think that any coach with a draft prospect like that would at least entertain the idea. And and there's nothing to say that you can't start out, maybe not immediately, maybe it doesn't even happen this season, maybe it's a season 2 thing, but they start running some sort of plays with you during practices, and then depending on how it looks or whatever, maybe they try it in a preseason game, and then then it progresses from that, because Deion Sanders didn't really move over to didn't really move over to that wide receiver position until after he was well established as a defensive back. He did a little bit for Atlanta. He did some for San Francisco, but he did most of his wide receiver work and everything like that for Dallas, and that was close to the end of his career. So I don't know that was a good move for Sauce Gardner to start talking about something like that before he's even drafted.
No, not at all. Not at all. But, we spoke earlier about the level of this draft. This draft is this draft is so wide open.
That's the exact word I was about to use. My mock draft that I put together, and I started to put this at the bottom, that any number of these players, where I put them, can be interchangeable almost anywhere up and down the board. Now, I don't know that I would put a Edmonds or a Wyatt up in the top 5 or something like that. But you do get the gist of what I'm saying as far as the interchangeability, because I actually sit there and and I racked my brain on a lot of those picks because there's any number one of those picks that you could have put somewhere else. It was just one of those things.
Yeah, it's just so wide open, and that's why I think you're going to see so much movement. You're going to see teams that are in the 20s want to jump up into the early teens, 10s, so that they can get their guy. You're going to see teams that are in those early teens and 10s want to fall back because they think that they can get a guy the same caliber of the guy that they let pass down at a cheaper price in the 20s in save. It's a very scenario, and I hope you two have watched the movie because it's an annual event at this time of the year. You have to watch Draft Day, and if you haven't, you ruin the tradition. But it's just like in that movie when the Seattle GM is like, we're getting Bo Callahan for $7 million less on the salary cap because we're taking him at 6 instead of 1.
Yeah.
And he's just as good. We got our guy at 6. We may not get our guy at 6, but we're getting a guy who we have rated just as high as our guy with the same amount of talent, and we're going to get him for $10 million cheaper because we're drafting him at 22 instead of drafting him at 13.
Well, and here's the thing, and believe me, if we actually went down this rabbit hole, it would be a 6 to 7 hour long show. But you also got to look at the players that we haven't even talked about that are going to be going in the top of the second rounds. The Elams from Florida, the Pickens from Georgia. I mean,
I've seen mock drafts that have Matt Corral going in the second round.
Okay, so here is the thing with that. And I am going to tell you why I don't think that Matt Corral will go in the second round. I think he, like my mock draft, I think he will be, unless one of these trades involves the Lions and them getting a quarterback in the draft, because there have been a couple of whispers that Detroit might be interested in a trade scenario that would bring both Jimmy Garoppolo and Deebo Samuel to Detroit.
Man, that's gonna be.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
But
oh my God, I have not heard that one yet.
Oh, I've seen Boss Hog. I've seen it on a number of different sites. I have seen it listed as one of the stories that was being covered by, I believe it was Bleacher Report and everything. And the thing is that when you're Detroit, you have way too many needs to go and make a deal like that, because you're going to have to at least give up one of your first round picks and a couple of later round picks. I would even say that it would probably involve at least another third and a fourth. And I don't think that's the right move for Detroit. and I don't think Detroit is going to make that move. I mean, yes, getting a Jimmy Garoppolo and Deebo Samuel, yes, that would automatically make your team better. But by the same token, you're giving up a lot of draft capital for, I can't even say a quick fix, because I don't even know them coming to Detroit would actually fix what they need, because they have so many needs. And and that's why, even though I have seen the reports, if you notice, I haven't put any of them up in the chat room, because honestly, I don't see Detroit making that move. I don't. They could surprise me, but where I have Matt Corral going, I have him going 32nd. But again, here's where the interchangeable stuff goes in, because you could see a Desmond Ridder go 32nd. It is not that far out of.
I think that's high for Desmond Ridder.
I used to think that too, but there's a lot of teams that actually have Desmond Ridder over Matt Corral.
Oh, I know they do. There's a lot of teams that have the kid from Louisville, the other Malik.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Him higher than Matt Corral. I mean, I've seen Corral as low as the 5th rated quarterback in this draft. I've seen him as high as the number 1 quarterback in this draft. That's what we're talking about with this draft here. You could take Malik Willis, you could take Matt Corral, you could take Kenny Pickett, and I think you're getting a quarterback who none of them are ready to start year 1.
You know what? None of them may be ready to start year 1, but unfortunately, you're going to see. I think you're going to see at least one of them start right out of the gate, and I do think that it will be whoever Carolina takes, because I know what they've said about Sam Darnold, but
I saw a report yesterday that they told Sam Darnold, don't be surprised if we take a quarterback in this draft.
I mean,
but is there a quarterback in this draft that's worthy of the 6th pick?
At what point in time, I would have told you Kenny Pickett. Matter of fact, I did tell you Kenny Pickett. But I went back and I kind of looked at his draft day, or I'm sorry, his pro day, and yeah, he was making the throws. Yes, he was putting in the work, but there looked like some little things that he was doing that I don't know. I don't know how well that's going to translate for going into the NFL. I think with the right coaching, I think he will be fine, and that's why I have him going 20 to Pittsburgh. And I will tell you this: in my first initial mock draft that I had, I didn't have Pittsburgh taking a quarterback. I actually think I had them going defensive line or something like that. It was, I'm pretty sure it was on the defensive side of the ball. And the reason that I switched it is I am a firm believer that Dwayne Haskins would have probably wound up being the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers next year.
I don't know how. I mean, I know he was in good graces with Mike Tomlin and that offensive staff. He was making improvements. He was down in Florida with Mitchell Trubisky, with the wide receivers, with those types, with the running backs and things like that, doing things to improve himself. But I don't know if he was in that good of graces to be named the starter after. They gave Mitchell Trubisky number one money.
Here's the thing. I don't know that Mitchell Trubisky is capable of being that number one guy.
I think in the right system. I mean, hell, he took the Bears to a division championship in the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, but
and you get him in Pittsburgh where there's better talent.
I mean, okay, I see what you're saying, but
granted, he doesn't have the offensive line he had in Chicago. I mean, they do have to improve that, and that's why I think Pittsburgh goes O-line in this draft with their first pick, just because they've got to protect whoever the hell it is, whether it's Trubisky, whether it's Mason Rudolph, whether it's they draft somebody, whether it's I saw a thing today that that if they would, per Sports Illustrated, that if the Browns released Baker Mayfield, Pittsburgh would sign him the following day. He wouldn't clear waivers because Pittsburgh would claim it.
Well, I mean,
that's another name we can look at tomorrow too. Is Baker Mayfield going to get moved tomorrow? Does Cleveland try to move Baker Mayfield to get back into the first round?
Baker Mayfield, he's an interesting problem to have because
think back 3 years ago when Baker Mayfield was taken number one. What did I say?
Yeah, you did say that he wasn't worth that number one pick.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that he couldn't be a starter, and I think he could still be a starter. But I almost want to say that Baker Mayfield could wind up in Seattle.
See, I hear that, and then I also hear that they have confidence in Drew Lock.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this. It is going to kill me to say this because me and you, we've been Drew Lock cheerleaders for a long time. But I think what they're saying about Drew Lock is smoke and mirrors.
And I think I could be. I'm somewhat alongside of you with that. I mean, I've seen Drew Lock play. I've seen good things from Drew Lock. I've seen bad things from Drew Lock. He didn't get consistent in Denver, which he should have. But on the same token, he never got confidence from his coaching staff in Denver.
Well,
and he played and he suffered injuries in Denver, which kind of kept him out of the good graces of Vic Fangio. But we all know that Fangio and Pat Shurmur are not strong evaluators of talent.
That's probably about the nicest way to put that.
So, I mean, does him going to Seattle and playing for a coach like Pete Carroll improve his chances of being starting NFL quarterback? I say yes. On the other side of that, does he? I mean, we were cheerleaders 4 years ago for him. I thought Denver made a great pick in the second round by getting him.
Yes.
But also in that same realm, has his confidence been scarred?
Yes, it has.
It has, exactly.
Yeah, yes, it has. And I'm going to compare him to another quarterback, and this is where Debo can chime in on this, but Josh Freeman.
No,
Okay.
I can't agree with that.
Yep. Different set of circumstances, same results.
I would be more apt to say that Drew Lock's experiences are similar to that of a I had him right there on the tip of my tongue.
Well, the only reason that I brought up Josh Freeman is no, Vic Fangio did not stoop to the levels that Greg Schiano did in Tampa, but the same. It was the same, but yet it was different because there was no confidence there, and they proved that there was no confidence, kind of the same way that Greg Schiano did in Tampa when Greg Schiano drafted Mike Glennon, and and I think that merry-go-round of quarterbacks that went through Denver, it's the same. It's almost the same type of effect because Greg Schiano was showing no confidence in Josh Freeman. Vic Fangio was not showing any confidence in Drew Lock. Now, granted, Drew Lock had the injury, but still, when you bring in that merry-go-round of quarterbacks, what do you think that's going to do to Drew Lock when they say, "Hey, look, we drafted you. We think that you can be our guy"?
Well, Elway thought he could be the guy. I don't know because that's when Elway was the GM and when Elway was in charge.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, I think you're going to see players move tomorrow. I think you're going to see draft picks move tomorrow. And I just think there's going to be some action during this first round tomorrow, and there might be some jaw droppers.
Well, like I said, the first team I actually see moving a draft pick is probably the Jets.
That's my first choice. They're going to move the number 4 pick.
Yeah, and if I'm a betting man, I don't see them moving the number 4 pick for anything less than a Deebo Samuel or one of those teams that have 2 first-round picks.
No, if they're moving it, they're going for Debo. They're giving it up. They're getting Debo, and I think they're the leader in the clubhouse to acquire Debo Samuel. They want to add some weapons for Zach Wilson. They want to Robert Saleh knows Debo Samuel. And
yeah,
I mean, I think it's an ideal fit. It's going to be a culture shock for Debo because he's going to go there. They're not going to be winners in the first year or two. But I think he's the type of talent that you go after and you spend a number 1 pick on a Debo Samuel.
Oh, I completely agree. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think in my mock, I had the Jets taking a wide receiver with their other first-round pick. And so yeah, it's not in the exact order that I thought it would go, but the thing is that if they spend the number 4 pick on Debo Samuel and they kind of lose, they may still have a chance at the Sauce Gardner, because the other picks that come after, I mean, yeah, Sauce could go to any one of them, but I just think that there's a possibility that Sauce could still be there when their second pick comes up. But there's a lot of teams that, yeah, they have other needs, but a Sauce Gardner sitting there may not. That I think that's going to be a little too enticing for some people to pass up
on. Well, depending upon needs, of course. I really think this is more of a draft in which you're going to see teams draft for. They may draft more for need, so you might see a team reach on a player in a position where we don't think that player should go.
Well, and that's where I was kind of throwing out that 2 first-round pick, because I don't know if I don't really know where Green Bay's head is at, and I don't know if they would make that jump necessarily to jump up ahead of Atlanta to get the guy from Ohio State, because to me,
or Garrett,
Garrett, I believe.
That's the first Ohio State guy.
Yeah,
probably off the board.
Well, and like I said, Green Bay may sit there and they may make that jump to get Garrett. I mean, because they're going to have to find something to replace Devontae Adams. And this might be a situation where I think that Green Bay could actually reach on Deebo Samuel and maybe possibly offer up both of their number one picks to San Francisco. For a Deebo Samuel, because they are going to need. They're going to need that weapon for Aaron Rodgers, because they just lost 3 receivers in free agency.
Right.
So-
Why is
so
Nicky
that-
Buckets
so-
talking to himself?
What's that?
Why is Nicky Buckets talking to himself?
Nicky Buckets is not talking to himself. He is talking on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I haven't made him lose his mind yet. That'll be after tonight.
You know, you guys were talking about walking down the strip and he's like 6'4" and you're like 5'9". That's like watching Penn and Teller.
You know, I actually almost went and saw their show the other night.
I've heard they put on a pretty good show.
Yeah, there's I will say, you know, the last time I was out here in Vegas was about 20 years ago, and there's just so much more to do out here than gamble that I'll be honest with you guys, Slick Willie might be back out here in a couple of months, because there's still a lot I'd like to see.
Oh boy.
Hey, yo.
You're gonna open a second Crafton Kelly's out there?
Yeah.
Well, see
That'd be
here.
good.
Here's the thing. So, you know, I told you guys I got some business cards that were just handed to me on the strip. And these are not necessarily cards that I am going to show on the live stream, but I will take pictures of them and post them up in the chat group. And it just the people out here, they have no fear. We were walking out of Planet Hollywood today, and a guy stopped me right in front of a cop, and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "Do you need any Kush or Coke?" And I just looked at him, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." He goes, "Oh, all right, bye." And he just walked by the cop, and I was like,
dude, he was probably undercover trying to get you to bite so you could get arrested.
Well,
yeah, man, you better be careful.
It's a good thing you said no, bro.
I mean, I don't.
Nikki, you better get the boy under wraps, Nikki.
This man finna go out here and be jailed.
No, look, guys. I fool around with my mixed drinks. I fool around with my alcohol. Yes, I have smoked weed before. We all have. Okay.
No, we haven't.
No, we
Don't
haven't.
say we all have.
Hey.
Yeah. Don't play that with me, guys.
Don't be trying to throw us under the bus,
Don't
man.
be trying to throw anybody under the bus. I am 46 years old. I will swear on my mother's grave to this day, I have never put an ounce of marijuana in my body.
That actually almost surprises me.
William, what you saying is you succumb to peer pressure.
No, what I'm saying is that there might have been a party that I was at, and I said, "Oh, look, brownies." And
brownie excuse.
Is that
and I might have ingested more than 3 or 4 of them, and that might have been.
Did you get home that night?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the hardest thing I've ever put in my body is anabolic steroids when I was in high school.
Well, I mean, I did that.
That's the extent of the worst that I've put in my body.
Well, I mean, you know, when there are some people that, you know, when we played, when we did the high school sports and everything, that there was, I won't say it was a peer pressure, but it was a pressure on yourself to be the best that you could be. And that's one of those things that I think that we've all had experience with, you know, wanting to be better.
I did it after my injury to try to get back faster. That failed.
Well, you know, you're not the first person that I've heard doing that. You know, me, when I used the steroids, it was when I was playing baseball, and I wanted to get another mile or so faster on my pitches. And
I was about to call you Mark McGuire.
No.
Another 100 feet on that swing.
Yeah.
I was not a home run hitter. I was a base hitter. And I was an okay pitcher. Like I was telling Nicholas earlier today, there's not a lot I brag about, but one thing I will brag about is that when I did play, I had a curveball that would make you go home crying to your mama. It was a thing of beauty, and that is something that I will brag about, because it was a nice looking curveball. It really was, and that was my go-to pitch. But yes, I did the anabolic steroids, but the hardest thing that I ever put in my body was marijuana. Yes, I smoked, and yes, I inhaled.
Well, boys, I hate to run. I'm gonna miss you guys tomorrow.
No, so Boss Hog, there will be a package delivered to your door tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't say anything. Just drink what's inside of it, and you'll be okay.
Okay. You guys have a memorial window up for me or something, you know, in honor of me or something like that. I don't know.
Oh no, Boss Hog, see, you don't understand. After you drink this, you will be with us tomorrow. Because you're not going to be able to leave side of that bathroom.
Oh, got you. So,
you're enjoy my head, Boss Hog.
Enjoy the show. Like I said, I'll miss you guys. I'll be thinking of you guys. If after dinner's over, I got time to call in, I definitely will call in and hook up. But I'm about to lose battery.
Okay.
And I left my charger at work, so I got to save as much battery as I can so I can get up in the morning. So,
all right. Well, we'll talk to you later, Boss Hog. As always, it's always a good conversation with you. Talking NFL, it's always a pleasure, sir.
Yeah, I agree. And Carlton, you can't get rid of me that fast, brother. I'll talk to you guys. Enjoy the show tomorrow.
All right, Boss Hog. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Boss Hog Sean Naylor calling in, and just before he has to, you know, do his deal tomorrow night, just to get some talk in. And tomorrow night is gonna be big, man. I mean, we have fun doing the draft shows. I'm gonna try to have a few, new guests, extra guests, and to join us on the video. Everything tomorrow night will be video, aside from a few phone calls, but we're gonna try to make everything video. I got an extra device to stream from, so I could do a screenshot of the television whenever they go to the picks. I mean, it's on broadcast television. I don't see why it would be a problem for us not to stream this. It's free TV anyway, so shouldn't be a problem with us doing a picture-in-picture type deal with the TV coverage and our coverage. So we're gonna do that. And Mr. William Grace, as always, brother, I'm gonna let you guys go and party it up on the town.
Yes, sir.
We will see. I'll see both of you guys tomorrow because I know William Nicholas Lane will be around as well. So with that being said, man, everybody that's tuned in on YouTube, the Rat Pack Sports Show Facebook, Bucks Life, Twitch, and also my personal Twitter. Appreciate everybody, tuning into the show. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. So we'll go live about 7:45, maybe like 15 minutes before the draft, and we'll just, talk leading up to the first pick. And then after that, it's pretty much go time for the duration of the draft. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for us, for everybody here at the Rat Pack Sports Show. Myself, William, Nicholas Lane, left field correspondent, Tara, queen of the Rat Pack, and everybody else, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and we will see you guys next week on the flip side. So this is Rat Pack Sports Show signing out for the night. We will see you guys for the special draft day coverage tomorrow night, live here, Rat Pack Radio, WRPR, and also streaming on the Rat Pack Radio WRPR app, or you can go download TuneIn as well. So we're out of here, man. Appreciate everything, and we will see you guys. Peace.
Peace.
See you guys tomorrow night.